terrifying because that's an absolute ridiculous duo.
Here we go.
To have to play against.
The battle bus is launched, folks. We're getting into game number 2. Here it is, a live look at everyone dropping on down. What adjustments will we see? Who will catch the team at the top of the leaderboards? Again, we'll have scoreboards and standings for you guys here soon. There's a look at the top right of where everyone's fanning on out. This is a direct middle bus. Everywhere on the map going to be in play.
Now the cube there, I'm interested to see if somebody drops in over the cube. There's quite a bit of loot up top, but the island that was originally in the middle of Loot Lake, now Leaky Lake, as we saw a little relabeling on the map earlier, I think it was last week or the week before. Actually, it looks like 2 teams, Nice, Nanolite. We have a couple players dropping in up top. You see on the mini-map at the top right, there's actually a llama down in the water underneath. You can see the little icon there.
Yep. So 1 llama up by Lazy. You've got 1 llama down there in the lake, and then 1 by Dusty Divot. So it's absolutely awesome.
Very chess-like gameplay between these 2 teams. And who can get that one shot? Who's going to make a mistake first? The 20 damage, long-range shotty shot there. The
loot at the castle is already pretty, scarce. And now to have to share it with people and not even have had the chance to really actually loot it yet. It looks like they're going. They know they're split. They know they're split. They're diving right onto Tina. This is a brilliant play. What did I mention about the grappler? It lets you immediately decide, I'm going. And right there, they recognize that 1 player, I believe that was Maddie, got too far low. Tina was exposed.
12.
I think they're now looking to eliminate the other teammate, and there's no builds left, it appears.
Down the bottom. Just trying to cover herself up. Every chance she gets dropped in with. A trap play potentially there would have saved Maddie if she had one. Not sure if she did or not.
Cookie Monster last game at Lazy Links. No team yet with 3 eliminations in this one. We just watched Devious and Frosty secure their 2 at the castle. Novi and Noobtra, they were the first to get, I believe, 3 elims last game.
Indeed.
And now they're right back up to 2 again. Again, in these duos, you need 3 elims to wind up getting your first point.
A decent amount for basically the starter kit of building your base, but they're going to have to harvest everything that they can, every material possible. That's why we saw earlier teams literally knocking out the edge of walls that are embedded in the ground. Ifa and Tinny going to try and push in through the rift to go. A top-down view there. I'm curious if that team on top of, I believe that's MacGuffins, is going to see this dive. Here we go, pushing in. Ifa and Tinny going to try and get as aggressive as possible here. A little build fight, but that opponent can jump out and pop the glider anytime they need to if they have an opportunity.
The dual pistols shred through these wooden walls. Iva trying to stay up top. Remember, they can glide away whenever they need to. It looks like the player nearby has started to fall on down. And it's so key to try to keep, track of where they are.
No, Rue is actually still inside.
And they were able to get a full med kit off, too. Hey, I've got this wall's protection. If someone starts spraying it, they can build in time, right? You see right there, they just did it. Shoots the heavy sniper at the wall and then immediately gets shield tags. I think we're going to see it again. Here it is.
Have to go for the replace there, maybe an edit soon. Gonna knock that floor out, there it is.
Oh, that quick build just barely blocked 1, but it wasn't enough to stop the other. The edits, the battle now as players are spraying from either side, looking from the high ground, trying to break on in.
Get a flank from above right there.
Yep.
Kind of leaving his teammate down in the bottom, gets the knock on T'Challa, so having to double back to try and save his opponent. He's got to take the same angle, the shotgun shot through, sick, no shield, and goes down. The attempt at the aggressive push with that heavy snipe, knocking the walls out, literally dropped his teammate into the same elevation as his opponents.
Look at the chug jug.
They have 1:10 before the storm moves. Now's the time, especially if you're not getting third-party pushed by anybody. Top off in any way that you can. Now, they know, like I said, there's a team in there. Crash is just going to try and bring down as much of it as possible while they're spraying in the nades. A little bit of a delayed explosion to drop the walls. Free fire as much as they can.
And with metal being used to build, it's almost like you think, is this opponent on low material? Whoa! Winter just got knocked by, I believe that was a hand cannon. Oh gosh, and now the drop on in. Look at how look at the panic build.
He's got a spray.
Brilliantly done prequel. Yes, there it is. The legendary hand cannon hits the shot. And that was what, probably 150 plus damage from that range?
At that range, yeah.
My goodness.
That's going to turn the tide almost immediately. And like we've seen in the past, we've seen multiple times, as soon as a team knows that they have a competitive advantage, they're going to push, immediately repairing it. Makes it just so they can see through. The stink bomb coming, pushing Case back to the back of his little tunnel right there. Mitro
What a fantastic
Atlantis.
inventory for Mitro. 2 elims so far. You got minis, bandages, grappler, everything you could ever want.
Ifa and Tinny here.
There's Cloaksy in the feed, knocking out Risker from 100 Thieves. Minis now will be popped.
Even our high elim players are getting knocked out relatively early. Some of these games, just because positioning can be tough, depending on the circle rotation. Now fighting out in the storm here. Majin goes down. Tinny, the knock.
There's no way they're going to try to res. No way.
The storm. It's a very long distance rotation here.
Oh, but they're still down, and they quickly tapped escape there to bring up the scoreboard. 4 limbs in total. That was not enough to secure another point.
1 point, though, it might be all it takes, just depending on the placement relative to the other teams.
Well, they already had points from last game, too,
exactly.
if you remember. So they're still in a fantastic position, continuing to get points on the board. Here comes the rotations now as everyone beginning to soar on forward. You see that was Mountain quickly editing that pyramid. The pyramid is one of the it's one of the signs of a player that I feel like you see a pyramid begin getting built when you're facing them and you're like, okay, this person, they're above bot level. Is that the nice way to say it?
You said it, not me.
Yeah.
Let the record show. Was that northeast? They're moving in, just trying to build a little bit of a tunnel. Anything for cover from above, because you never know who might be watching. They're inside the safe zone now, so they're going to do, this is super common. Build up as many boxes, edit yourself in.
And they've got people
right on top.
They've got people right on top. Quick edits coming in. You've got to be careful having that rocket launcher in these quick edits where we've seen it before. It's happened to, I'm going to be honest, Ninja countless times in the skirmishes. Him and his teammate, one goes to shoot a rocket out, the other goes to edit the window. They wind up just hitting themselves. I think that happened twice to Ninja with his partners in the Fall Skirmish. But, hey, it's because how fast those edits are. If you are not on the exact same wavelength, it could come back to bite you.
Comes away with 10,000. Now, if there's a tie, that 10K rolls over to the next round.
Check it out in now. Tifu and Cloaksy still in this game. Tifu with 2 eliminations. Not sure where Cloaksy stands. So looks like they're continuing to fight close. So many materials still ready to go. And now with the spray coming from up top, they know let's full spray this wall. Tifu with the knock. This would put him at 3, which would automatically be a point. There it is. So no matter what Cloaksy has to his name, they've already earned another point for themselves. A trap! No! The trade there, as I can tell you, Kaysen
Monster
is so frustrated at that.
Monster's got to be happy with himself. That quick heads-up play, potentially at that moment, knowing he's not going to win that.
Yep.
So placing the trap and saying, last second, you're coming with me. You don't get to survive this.
Cloaksy smelt it, or dealt it, and Blue Hawk smelt it. So that looks like a quick elimination there from the stink grenade. They are very far from this next zone.
You pointed out earlier, Tifu sitting on 3 of his own. Cloak has 2, which is 5. That's 2 eliminations for them already, and there's 41 left in this.
Wow. So they've earned themselves another 2 points in this game as they continue to, well, run away with the score at the moment.
Prequel, 4 eliminations of his own. Looks like the most in the game for a solo player so far. Mowgli
they had another rift to go, just like last game. So Cloaksy in both games has had a rift to go.
And Tifu has another heavy sniper rifle.
Do they just like, is there like something that they spawn these weapons in with?
How are they getting these setups every single game?
Look at this. They're just floating on in. They're more than happy.
Let everybody else fight it out.
Not to see up here, not to see up here.
At this point, too, I don't think any of these players are going to look up anyway because there's so much movement on the ground level. There's no reason to look up.
34 left, quick windows coming in. You're just looking for those fast shots out of the opposing players. Devious and Frosty way up top. We checked in with them all the way early on in the game. Think of where they've had to travel from. They went from the castle in the northwesternmost part of the map now to right around Fatal Fields. It looks like they'll go ahead and try to finish this elimination. There it is. It's at least 1 point on the board for Frosty and Devious.
We've seen these 2 players from Hero in the feed quite a bit. Icy taking Prequel out in the feed. FPS getting Emperor from Envy.
Seconds, this is where, to be honest, everything just goes insane.
Looks like maybe a 1v1 there against Sean. Stuck up above Cloak. Tifu trying to box himself in, put himself in a good position. He's got the grappler. And one of the best parts about the change with the glider and the grappler together is you can grapple towards the surface, fly past it, and deploy that glider.
Yep.
You don't need a structure to jump off of necessarily. You can do it off of a tree, anything that's already freestanding. You have a lot of mobility options with that. So Tfue is in a great spot because of it. He just has to make sure that his position as he's flying in, he's got to watch for these rotations. We've seen players, they're not looking up necessarily, depending on what's going on around them. So he doesn't have to potentially worry about getting shot out of the sky. But you've got, this is the scene on the ground, and I don't blame Tfue and Cloak for avoiding it completely.
Yeah, no, everything just going crazy. 15 seconds till the zone closes, and look at how fast it's moving now on that mini-map. Everything closing on in. Tfue down to just 19 HP. They're on the low ground now. This is looking like a rough spot for this duo. No healing to Tfue's name. No idea if Cloaksy has anything. Let's see if there's a quick pass-off here. Doesn't appear so. I think they're out of healing, out of builds now for Frosty. He's stuck. One more zone to go. 27 players left. Very good.
Just waiting to see who rotates out here. The number of little boxes and bases being built up. A lot of really solid shots from Frosty there. Knows that player has no shield now as soon as he saw the yellow, that crit damage pop up. But look at the number of players still in the field here. Tfue and Cloak still trying to make their way through. You see Sean from Ghost, very low, actually gets eliminated right.
Tfue's on high ground.
Right as I say it.
I think they're all trying to fight Tfue for high ground. As there goes Cloaksy. He gets chunked.
Thievius. Tfue all by himself, potentially the very top of the map right now. Hopefully nobody looks up. That's why he's not building the pyramids in that moment too. He's worried the most right now just about making it into the zone. He can't secure his own builds.
And there you go. This is the high. How does Tfue always get here? Look at this. How does he always get here? In his mind right now, he's just looking to trim the fat, get rid of as many players as possible. He's not going to win a heal off. He needs to basically handle the rest of the lobby by himself with the help of everyone else here.
Or let them handle each other. That's basically what's happening. He doesn't necessarily have to shoot down. If they're going for placement points too, there's 10 left, 9 left as I say it. Giganza goes down. JDW, the 2 players from Hero, 6 eliminations.
Wow.
Already to his name. 7 players left.
And moving on in, you see Left Eye and Geber playing at mid-ground level. They got players above, they've got players below. 7 in total. This is where your hand is basically forced if you're a player that can't win a heal off. Hero, they're playing low ground because guess what? They can't build a single wall. 40 seconds left on this zone. It's slowly closing on in. We know Tfue can't heal. We know he's got to make some sort of play to drop on down to potentially either stay alive and just hope people forget about him up top.
I don't know if you noticed, but Tfue's actually letting them build his floors out underneath him. He doesn't have anything left to build with. He has to let somebody else secure his own platforms, and they're doing that. Maybe they don't realize he's up there. 4 left. Tfue's still in it. Another elim, 3 left.
He got bandages. No, there's no way. This can't happen again. It's gonna tick way too hard. There's no way he outlives the zone. He's trying to break on down. The zone is moving. Tfue spraying down on the Hero. He hasn't broken down yet. He's still looking for it. He's gonna try to pop this heal as he's moving with the zone. It's gonna do way too much damage. Yeah, there's no way. You see.
Can you believe how... I apologize for not realizing the name of the team that won. It cut so quickly. Hopefully we see that here in a second.
Yeah, there he is. So who got second and who got third? They like dropped at the same moment. I can't tell. Last game, DK winds up winning that one, but wow.
There you go. Sitting at first place, Tfue and Cloaksy from FaZe with 12 eliminations, 10 points to their name. Ronan and JDW from Hero, 12 eliminations, but only 9 points. Mowgli, Norse, a lot of solid players sitting here in the top 12. Wow, and we're only halfway through this. So like you said, like we've said a bunch of times, to make sure that people truly understand that even just one game can shift the flow of gameplay for a team, can put them high enough to get into the finals, the grand finals. $400,000 for first place if they show up. Put up some big plays. It's going to be a good set of games. We got game 3 coming up just around the corner. And one of the things I think you're going to see from players, Jack, if they're not up here in the standings just yet, over time, competitive players, they're going to analyze the drops. That's a big piece. Your start can make or break an entire game, and one of the biggest pieces of analytical gameplay from a competitive player in Fortnite is saying, okay,